At 2600 degrees Fahrenheit, metal flows like water.
There's oftentimes sparks that come out of the mold. As you're pouring the hot metal in, there's what we call vents, little air places to let the air out, and metal will come shooting out of those.
This is cast iron, what Plattco uses to make its dust-grabbing product for industrial outlets.
We manufacture a double-dump airlock valve, and it's used in pollution control. You find the airlock valves in cement plants, in waste-to-energy plants. Our valve actually captures the dust so it's not released into the atmosphere. From the design of the product all the way through to the assembly of the product, it's all done here.
They're one of the oldest manufacturers in Clinton County, a former iron foundry that's been around for more than a century.
We have 5 acres of land here, and on the 5 acres we have 7 different buildings. 4 of those are our main buildings, which include the foundry, the pattern shop, the machine shop, and the sales and engineering building.
The standard routine goes like this: molding, machining the parts, and then assembly. Today, about 70 employees help create roughly 3 versions of the valve.
Day to day, a lot of it is customizing the standard model line. We have our H series, our S series, and our PCV series. And a lot of those we take customer requests for adding different accessories like limit switches and solenoid valves and different guarding. And this particular model is a basic housing for our H 12-inch series, creating a pressure and temperature analysis, and this contour view shows the result of that.
But this digital diagram isn't the blueprint they'll use to make the molds for the metal. This is.
Gray is casting, red is a machine surface, and the yellow is the core.
It takes this woodworker about 60 hours of careful labor to make a set of 6 patterns.
You need to know what you're doing, so you keep your fingers, and you have to be patient because it's a lot of hours goes into one set.
And many more hours to go through the rest of the valve making process. A full week, actually, for a single standard valve. At the end, there's final testing and fine-tuning.
This is where once we assemble the valve, these are solenoids, we pretty much have to set them, you know, at a certain rate. We don't want them to open and shut too fast. And then once they get to the customer and they put it in their system, they'll usually adjust it for whatever rate they want it to run and dump.
Despite being one of the oldest manufacturers in Clinton County, the folks at Plattco say people still have trouble locating their century-old factory, even just a few minutes south of downtown Plattsburgh.
Plattco has been here for a long time. It's a small unknown of Plattsburgh. Nobody really knows that we're hidden back in here, but it provides a lot for the community.
For Mountain Lake Journal, I'm Tamika Weatherspoon.
And joining us now is Doug Crozier. He is the president and CEO of Plattco Corporation. Nice to have you here. Welcome.
Thank you, Tom. Nice to be here.
Tell us a little bit about the history of this company. You've been in Plattsburgh for more than a century.
Yes, we have, Tom. Plattco was founded in 1897, a family company for most of its life. It started as the Plattsburgh Foundry and Machining Company, a machine shop, and sold castings to the steel and the mining industries in the region. About 30 years into its life, as a precursor to what we do today, the company realized that that there was a real gap in some of these companies' processes, in that they were trying to handle dry material with valving that didn't work well, wore out a lot, was hard to maintain. And so the company, led by one of its employees, a gentleman by the name of Urgel Carpenter, invented what we call the double flap valve. And that was to meet this specific need. He invented that, patented it, and grew the product line. And from about 1960 on, that became increasingly the product that Plattco sold. The family continued to own the company through to about 1998, when they fell on some hard financial times. The company went into a prolonged Chapter 11, and when it came out of that Chapter 11, it was reorganized as an employee-owned company. So there was 50 employees at the time. All 50 employees got stock in the company, and over the last 11 years, we've continued to grow the company as an employee-owned company, still servicing hard to manage dry material handling problems for industrial companies all over the world.
And what type of a company would use your product?
Major manufacturing companies, so companies that manufacture cement, manufacture steel, waste to energy companies, iron ore manufacturing, mining, and gypsum, paper companies. Any company that has dry material that they have to move from one place to another, and they need to maintain an airtight seal.
Mostly your customer base in New England, Northeast, across the country?
We're largely a North American based. We sell heavy industries all throughout North America, and we sell about 20% of our products throughout the world. Our valves are used in about 50 countries around the world.
Now you mentioned you have about 70 employees right now.
We do, yes.
What do you see for the company for the next 3 to 5 years? Do you see continued growth? Do you see additional employees being brought on?
We do see growth both in North America, and also we're going to be growing far more internationally because a lot of heavy industry, as you know, has moved from the North American markets to Asia and other markets like that. And that's where a lot of the potential for our growth is in those kinds of markets.
You have a lot of long-time employees here.
We do, yes. About 20 employees who have more than 25 years with the company. We have one has just celebrated his 45th anniversary with the company. We have several who are 40 years or more. So, and that's been a big advantage for us. Our products have to be particularly designed for specific problems. Casting is not all science. Some of it's an art. And our design team has a lot of experience, and that's really what separates us from a lot of our competitors.
Your employees, these are good paying jobs for them.
They are good paying jobs. Hot these days is health insurance. We've had forever a fully funded health insurance for all employees.
Really, still today?
And we still do today. Yes, it's one of our benefits. We pay very good wages and salaries. And of course, also every employee is a stockholder of the company, so they get a chance to share in the growth of the company, the profit of the company.
Plattsburgh is your headquarters. It's your home base.
Plattsburgh, our headquarters. We engineer all our products here, and we manufacture and assemble our products here as well.
So many companies were affected, obviously, by the recession in 2008. Yes. Were you recession-proof? Do you deal with manufacturers that really didn't see a slowdown, or did you feel the effects?
No, we deal, as I mentioned earlier, with a wide variety of manufacturers, which we thought protected us against recession. But that recession was like one we've never seen before. So it hit us in 2009. We really got through 2008 without any problem, but in 2009 our physical units dropped 40%, and they stayed there for the whole year. The good thing for us was we were able to hunker down and figure out how to utilize our people in all kinds of different ways, and we never had, even though our volume fell by 40%, we never had to lay anybody off. We didn't have to do short hours or reduce wages or anything. We got through it, and so when the market picked up again, all of our key people were still in place, and we could hit the ground running.
And it has picked up. You're back to where you were?
It has back, and we've passed, but not all the industries we serve are back yet. But we've managed to expand into other industries and other companies, and yes, we're beyond where we were before the recession.